Welcome to this GiftWorks video. My name is Jonathan Lehman, and this is the 5th video in a 7-part video series on GiftWorks Events. GiftWorks Events is an optional add-in that can be purchased, and it works with any of the versions of the GiftWorks fundraising software from GiftWorks 2008 and later. In the previous videos as part of this video series, I've already covered much of the information that you can set up for an event within GiftWorks Events. I've been working with an event called the 2009 Winter Banquet, and I've demonstrated how you can set up the basic information for the event, such as the name. You can set the event attendance and dollar goals and information like that. And I've discussed how one of the first things you want to think about is the activities that you set up for the event. Those are your orderable or ticketable items that you're interested in having tracking and having donors order. And so for this particular event, we set up meal tickets and table sponsorships and brochures. Also talked about the participant list and what that is and how you can add donors to the participant list from smart lists or mailing lists or individually. You assign those participants to invitation groups and can do targeted invitation mailings based on those invitation groups. I've talked about how you can manage tasks within events, and so you can add tasks, assign people to those tasks, track whether they've been completed to help you manage your to-do list for the event. And in the previous video, we talked about creating reservations, basically adding reservations for donors where they can order the activities that you set up for your event, and you can track whether or not they've made payments on those reservations. And so in this particular video, we're going to continue and show now how you can track do some simple expense tracking within GiftWorks Events. We're also going to show how you continue to use your participant list to manage your event. You can use it to send reminders, and then also show how you can do some follow-up activities once the event is over, how you can manage that participant list and mark those that have attended, and also how you can send follow-up mailings after your event is completed. So let's begin by signing into GiftWorks. If you've installed the GiftWorks Events add-in, you'll have an additional option on your toolbar called Events. And I click on Events. I come to the Manage Events page, and if I double click on the 2009 Winter Banquet, you can see the information that we've set up so far for this event. Since the last video, I've actually added some more reservations, added an additional activity, just to provide some more information. You can see we're building this picture of our event. We now have actual income. We have some outstanding income that's not been paid yet, and we also keep track of our sponsorship income separately. We'll go over that more in another video. You can see how it's continuing to build this graph. Now we've added actual income to the graph. You can see if I click on my Activities tab, I can show for each activity how many were available originally, how many have been reserved, so how many are remaining. So you can see that with all my activities, including my table sponsorship. You can see I added a second one for Table 2, meal ticket for Table 2, just for more information. So let's start by showing you how you can track expenses within GiftWorks Events. It's really just a simple list of costs that you want to keep track of, that the costs that were incurred to hold this event. It doesn't track whether the expense was actually paid. It's really up to you. If you want to, you can make the decision when you want to enter the expenses, whether you want to enter them when they're accrued, so you have a sort of a current, accurate recording of how you're doing with your event, the income that's coming in, and your expenses that you're incurring, or you can wait until they're paid. That's up to you. These expenses are not associated with a specific event activity or reservation, but they are totaled and removed from the actual income to determine the net income. And so I'll show that. So I'm gonna add an expense, and when we do that, we can enter the date of the expense. And this again it's optional what date we want to use here, whether the date's accrued or the date we paid it. So in this case, I'll say there was an expense to rent the facility where we're going to have the banquet. So I can save that and see it's starting to accrue this summary list up here. I could click over here and add another expense. I had another expense which I paid on the 17th, say, and that was about $150, and that was the sound system rental. I'll save that. So you can continue to build this list of expenses, entering them when they're accrued or when you're paid, whatever you desire. And if I go over to the summary tab, you'll see now that it's totaled those over here. It would show up on various reports also, but it's starting to keep reduce my net income. So it's helping me to understand if I keep an accurate, if I as I add my reservations, I get more actual income as those payments come in, and also as I record my expenses, gives me an actual up-to-date current status of how I'm doing with my event. So our event is coming closer. I'm going to show you how we can use our participant list to do some further activities. We might want to send a reminder mailing out. So again, we could go to our participant list and send mail for this event. We could click send mail to this event. Two of the options it didn't show are send mail to donors with reservations or send mails to donors with selected reservation activities. So I could either send a reminder for maybe any of those donors that have any kind of reservations that include a sponsorship activity, or those that include a non-sponsorship activity, or I can do it based on specific activities. So in this case, I want to do it based on anybody that we think is going to attend the event. So basically, there's anyone that ordered meal tickets would be people that would be attending our event. So we can select all those activities. It's going to start a donor mailing. Click next. There's the ones that so far have had reservations for meals, and I could send, this is my reminder. Here's a reminder letter I send up, and I want to show you that I have added a table which is reservations for upcoming events. So it shows you how I can send them a reminder. It's just a reminder of our upcoming banquet, tells them about the date, and then it also gives them a list of all the things they reserved. So the meal tickets, and if they've happened to sponsor a table, that would show up there too. The brochures they've ordered, and so forth. We won't finish that mail in the interest of time. So now we hold our event. I want to show you some other things we can do with the participant list. Let's say we hold our event, and at the event, we might want to keep track of those that actually attended the event. Again, how much information you update on this participant list is really up to you. The more information you track would give you information for additional reporting in the future, or smart lists. So for instance, if you wanted to invite people to the banquet next year based on those who attended this year, if you would need to mark those who attended. So the more you keep these statuses the status updated and whether they've attended or not, the more information you'll have within GiftWorks events to do future work with smart lists and mailings and reporting. So in this case, let's say we're at the event and we had a list of all those participants, and we checked off those that attended. So now we come back, and I want to show you how you can update this participant list sort of in batch mode. You don't have to do one at a time. So I can check off all those that I had checked off that they attended the event. And then I can say, once I have the ones checked that I need, I can say edit participants. And I can change either the status for all of them or the invitation group. In this case, I'm wanting to mark them as attended. So I can mark all these people as attended, these donors that attended my event. So there's some more flexibility of things you can do here. You can use the check all or uncheck all, which for many of our lists have that kind of functionality. And then once you have more than one or more checked, you can either edit them or you could delete a list of participants if you want to. So again, as this participant list, as you do things here, it's updating the summary here of how many have attended, how many have accepted. You could also go in here and mark that somebody, maybe they regretfully say that they can't attend. You could update that. So the more you update this information, the more information you have for future smart lists and so forth. But now we can also use this list for future follow-up after our event is over. So we could send a mail for this event, and we could send mail to all those that included a sponsorship activity. And we could send a thank you. So these are all those that sponsored. We could send them a sponsorship thank you letter. Again, if I click next, preview it basically says thank you for sponsoring our 2009 Winter Banquet. So again, how you can use that information to generate mailings throughout your event process. But I also wanted to show you that we could go and we could create a smart list. We don't have to do our mailings from the event. We could create a smart list of donors that have attended this event. Now that we've marked that attendance, so we could say event attended name. We could click the 2009 Winter Banquet. These are a list of all those that have attended our 2009 Winter Banquet. So we could actually name this. And once we've created this smart list, then we could send mail to this smart list, just like we do a normal mailing. And it creates a donor mailing, and we could actually, I have created a letter template here which is an attend thank you letter, which just thanks them for attending our banquet. So you can see how we've given you some options to do mailings from right within events, from the participants list, but you can also initiate mailings outside of the event and use a lot of the event information. So I hope this gives you further information on how you continue to manage the information for your event, how it continues to grow your summary information that's available here. You continuing to grow your picture of that event. In future videos, we'll show more about how you can use that information in smart lists and mailings and reporting. Hope this video has been helpful, and we encourage you to watch the rest of the videos in this video series. Thanks for watching.